La era de los dinosaurios. Un viaje de 160 millones de años.
Capítulo 1. Tiempo profundo y el mundo mesozoico.
For over 160 million years, they ruled every continent on Earth. Giants and hunters, feathered and armored. This is the story of the dinosaurs, and how we learned to read it in stone. To understand dinosaurs, we must first understand deep time. Their age is measured not in centuries, but in hundreds of millions of years, an ocean of time we can barely imagine. The age of dinosaurs is called the Mesozoic era, divided into 3 chapters: the Triassic, the Jurassic, and the Cretaceous, each shaped by a changing world. When dinosaurs first appeared, Earth's landmasses were joined into a single supercontinent, Pangaea. A dinosaur could, in theory, walk from pole to pole. Over millions of years, this supercontinent tore apart. As new oceans opened, isolated populations of dinosaurs evolved along separate paths, driving an explosion of diversity. The Mesozoic world was warmer than today, with no polar ice caps. Forests of conifers, ferns, and cycads stretched across the globe. Flowering plants would not appear until much later. Not every giant reptile was a dinosaur. The flying pterosaurs and the ocean-going marine reptiles were their cousins, not dinosaurs themselves. True dinosaurs were defined by an upright stance, legs held directly beneath the body.
Capítulo 2. El Triásico, el amanecer de los dinosaurios.
The Triassic began in the shadow of catastrophe. The greatest mass extinction in Earth's history had just wiped out most life. Into this emptied world, new creatures would rise. Around 230 million years ago, the first dinosaurs appeared. They were small, agile, and unremarkable. Creatures like Eoraptor, no larger than a fox, moving swiftly on 2 legs. Among these pioneers were early predators such as Herrerasaurus, lean, fast hunters with grasping hands and sharp teeth. The blueprint of the great carnivores had been drawn. But dinosaurs did not yet rule. They shared their world with fearsome crocodile-lined reptiles, larger and more powerful. For millions of years, dinosaurs lived in their shadow. Then, 201 million years ago, colossal volcanic eruptions reshaped the planet. Many rivals of the dinosaurs vanished, but the dinosaurs endured, and the door to their dominance swung open.
Capítulo 3. El Jurásico, la edad de los gigantes.
With their competitors gone, dinosaurs inherited the Earth. As the Jurassic dawned, they would grow into forms more spectacular than any before them. As Pangaea split and rains returned, the world turned green and lush. The Jurassic became an age of plenty, and of giants unlike anything Earth had seen. The sauropods were the largest animals ever to walk on land. With necks like cranes, Brachiosaurus fed high among the treetops, reaching leaves no other creature could touch. Diplodocus stretched over 25 meters from nose to tail, longer than a tennis court, yet its head was tiny and its brain smaller still. Sheer size was its defense. These giants did not chew. They stripped whole branches and swallowed them, letting stones in their stomachs grind the food. They ate constantly, fueling bodies of unimaginable mass. Where there were giants, there were hunters. Allosaurus was the apex predator of the Jurassic, 9 meters of muscle, with a wide gape and blade-like teeth for slashing flesh. The plated Stegosaurus carried a double row of bony plates along its back, and a tail armed with lethal spikes. The plates may have controlled body heat or signaled to rivals and mates. A hunter's life was dangerous. A single swing of Stegosaurus's spiked tail could pierce bone. Fossils bear the scars of these ancient battles, written in punctured vertebrae.
Capítulo 3. El Jurásico, la edad de los gigantes.
In the late Jurassic, a small feathered creature glided between the trees. Archaeopteryx had wings and feathers like a bird, but teeth and a bony tail like a dinosaur. It was both. Archaeopteryx revealed a startling truth we would not fully grasp for over a century. Birds are not merely like dinosaurs. Birds are dinosaurs, living descendants of this feathered lineage. The Cretaceous brought a revolution in color. For the first time, flowering plants bloomed across the land, transforming the landscape and the animals that fed within it. And it produced the most famous predator of all time, Tyrannosaurus rex, 12 meters long with a bite force greater than any land animal before or since. A skull built to crush bone. Its teeth were as long as bananas and thick as railway spikes. T-Rex did not slice, it shattered, crushing through flesh and bone alike. Few prey could survive its grip. Facing such hunters, herbivores evolved formidable defenses. Triceratops bore 3 long horns and a great bony frill, armor for battle, and a shield against the jaws of the tyrant king. When these two giants met, the outcome was never certain. Fossilized wounds show that Triceratops fought back, and sometimes won. This was no easy meal. Not all killers were giants. The real velociraptor was the size of a turkey, covered in feathers, with a curved killing claw on each foot, fast, sharp, and far stranger than legend suggests.
Capítulo 5. Anatomía y fisiología.
In the rivers of Africa lived Spinosaurus, perhaps the largest predatory dinosaur of all. With a sail on its back and a crocodile's snout, it hunted fish in the water, a giant unlike any other. Some herbivores became living fortresses. Ankylosaurus was clad head to tail in bony armor and swung a massive club of solid bone, enough to break a predator's leg. Across the plains roamed herds of duck-billed hadrosaurs. Parasaurolophus carried a long hollow crest that may have trumpeted deep calls, the sound of the Cretaceous echoing across the land. How did these animals actually work? Beneath the skin, dinosaurs were marvels of engineering, their skeletons revealing how they moved, breathed, and lived. Like birds today, many dinosaurs had hollow, air-filled bones and an advanced system of air sacs. This let them breathe with remarkable efficiency and grow to enormous sizes. Were dinosaurs cold-blooded like reptiles or warm-blooded like birds? The evidence now suggests many ran hot, active, fast-growing animals with high metabolisms, closer to birds than to lizards.
Capítulo 6. Comportamiento y vida.
One of the greatest discoveries of our time. Feathers were everywhere, not just on birds, but on many dinosaurs, for warmth, for display, and for courtship, long before they were ever used for flight. For centuries, dinosaur colors were pure guesswork, but microscopic pigment structures preserved in fossils now let us reconstruct real colors: russet feathers, striped tails, patterns for camouflage. Their senses were formidable. Brain scans of T-Rex reveal enormous olfactory regions. It could smell prey and carrion from miles away. Sight, smell, and hearing made it a supreme hunter. How large could a land animal grow? Argentinosaurus may have weighed as much as 10 elephants. At the very edge of what physics allows, these were the largest creatures to ever walk the earth. Dinosaurs were not solitary monsters. Fossil trackways show many moved in herds, the young sheltered in the center, evidence of social lives and of animals that protected their own. In fossilized nesting grounds, we find eggs arranged in careful circles. Some dinosaurs, like the aptly named Maiasaura, the good mother lizard, returned year after year to raise their young. The young of some species were helpless at birth, needing to be fed and guarded for weeks. This was parental care, a bond between generations preserved for 100 million years in stone. Some predators may have hunted together. Clusters of fossils suggest that pack-hunting raptors could bring down prey far larger than themselves, coordination that made small hunters deadly.
Capítulo 7. ¿Cómo lo sabemos? La paleontología.
Crests, frills, and bright feathers served a vital purpose, attracting mates. Like birds today, many dinosaurs performed elaborate displays, the ancient rituals of courtship. As seasons shifted, some herds may have migrated vast distances in search of food and water. Great journeys across ancient continents, echoing the migrations we still witness today. For all their power, dinosaurs lived within a web of life, hunters and prey, plants and predators in balance. For 160 million years, this world endured. And then, it ended. How can we know so much about creatures dead for millions of years? The answer lies in fossils, bones turned to stone, buried and preserved in the layers of the earth. Fossilization is rare and slow. An animal must be buried quickly, its bones gradually replaced by minerals over millions of years. Of the billions that lived, only a fraction were ever preserved.
Capítulo 8. La extinción.
Finding them takes patience and skill. Paleontologists search remote badlands, brushing away rock grain by grain, uncovering skeletons that have waited 100 million years to be seen. Today, science reads fossils in astonishing detail. CT scanners peer inside skulls, revealing brains and senses. Chemistry uncovers diet and color. Each fossil is a coded message from deep time. From scattered bones, scientists rebuild the living animal, layer by layer, muscle, skin, and feather. Every reconstruction is a hypothesis, refined with each new discovery. Our picture of dinosaurs is never finished. Each decade overturns old ideas, feathers, colors, behavior. Paleontology is a living science, and these ancient animals still have secrets to reveal. 66 million years ago, the dinosaurs were thriving. Their world seemed eternal. But high above, unseen, a catastrophe was hurtling toward the Earth. An asteroid more than 10 kilometers wide struck what is now the Gulf of Mexico. It hit with the force of billions of atomic bombs, an impact that would change the planet forever. In an instant, everything for hundreds of miles was vaporized. Firestorms swept the continents. Tsunamis rose higher than mountains. The Cretaceous world was ending in fire. Then came the darkness. Dust and soot filled the sky, blocking the sun for years. Plants withered. Temperatures plunged. Without light, the food chain collapsed from the bottom up. 3 out of every 4 species on Earth vanished. The great dinosaurs, the giants, the hunters, the armored herds were gone. A reign of 160 million years had come to an end. The evidence remains in a thin line of clay found around the world, rich in the metal iridium, rare on Earth, common in asteroids. It marks the exact moment their age ended and ours began.
Capítulo 9. Dinosaurios vivos hoy.
But not all dinosaurs perished. One small, feathered branch survived the darkness, the ancestors of birds. From the ashes of catastrophe, a lineage endured. Today, 10,000 species of birds fill our skies. When you watch a bird take flight, you are watching a living dinosaur, the last survivors of a dynasty that ruled the world. The dinosaurs are not entirely gone. They live on in the birds and in the rocks that still guard their story. Every fossil is an invitation to keep asking, keep searching, and keep wondering about the ancient world beneath our feet.